know. If you missed last week's episode, we talked about customer service and went through a few scenarios that you might encounter in the field. If you missed that one, you can click on the link below and watch it right now. But for now, let's get on to this week's topic. As a lot of us are trying to go through our spring cleaning rituals, a lot of field service organizations are also trying to get more organized by going from manual operations to automated. But just as it takes a lot of planning to clean your whole house, field service organizations need to take a lot of planning to go from manual to automated operations. That's why you need a step-by-step roadmap to get you there. From manually entering work orders to inventory to scheduling or anything like that, we've laid out a step-by-step roadmap to how you'll get you there in 8 steps. Let's take a look. So step 1 on our roadmap is getting everyone on board. When you have a good idea, it's really important to get the whole organization involved. And when you're going to move from manual to automated processes, it's really important that you get those higher up people involved. We're talking about the C-suite. If you can get the C-suite involved, that's like putting up your 10 poles and giving you a really good foundation. The best way to get these people involved is with a vision statement. A vision statement should have a really clear clarity of purpose and have the goals that you're trying to accomplish at the end of this implementation. So step 2 of our roadmap will be assigning an internal team. You need an internal team to help you on this project because you can't just put this project into place and then just say, okay, it's all gonna happen by itself. You need a team on the inside, maybe someone from the tech side, someone from the service side, someone from every single team that's gonna be a touch point throughout the project so that everyone's involved and everyone's on track. But just like any roadmap or any road journey, you inevitably might hit a detour. On this step, although you might have an internal team, things might happen. You might lose a team member or things might get confused between departments. That's why it's really important to maybe have a really strong software partner that will help you through that implementation process. And even though you hit this detour, that doesn't mean that you're going to be off course the whole time. You'll get back to the road eventually, and that's not something that you have to worry about. Now that you're back on the road, you're going to get to step 3, which is starting with the big picture. Once you're on the road, you need a destination. If we're going to get all the way over here, we need to know where we're going. That's why you need to start with the big picture. Once you have your vision statement in place, you can start thinking about all the goals, all the things that you want to accomplish. You don't want to think of this software implementation as, well, we're going to have the software and then everything's going to be okay. You want to think of, we need the software so that we can make our processes faster so that our business can be more profitable. Keeping that big picture in mind is going to get you where you're going. Another thing that you'll want to do on your journey is to make sure that you have a concrete roadmap or a timeline for this journey. Just like what we're doing here, you want to make sure you know where you're going. You want to make sure everyone knows when things are going to happen, going to have a calendar, make sure that you're going step by step by step so that maybe if something goes wrong, you still have that roadmap. You still have that step-by-step journey that you want to take, and that'll keep you on track and that'll keep everyone motivated. Our next step on our roadmap is to model it out. This is really important because to get where you're going, you need to know where you are now. The model out phase is like tracking what you're doing now, what you could change, and how things could be better by implementing this automation. But just as back in our step 2, you could hit a detour on this part. Let's say that maybe your business model changes. Maybe before the most important part of your business was repairs, but now maybe the most important part is preventative maintenance. These are things that you kind of have to put into your model out step. You have to be prepared to figure out, well, if we want to do preventative maintenance, then how is that going to change how this service automation implementation is going to change our steps. Our next step will be understanding your data. This is really important because you need to know what you're collecting now, what you're going to be collecting later, and how that's going to affect how the service automation is going to give you the results that you need. By understanding your data, this is going to help you understand how your business is going to get better. What's really important here is that you clear out all that garbage out of your data that you were using before, because if you don't put in clean data into this new system, then you're going to get the wrong results. That's why it's really important that you break all of this down and see all those numbers, and you know what you need, what you don't need, and what's going to help you in the future. Although this next stop is near the end of our journey, it's perhaps the most important, and this is training. Although you have software, you need people to use it, and people need to be trained on that software so that they can use it the right way. And this doesn't mean that you just hand them the software, hand them the manual, and then just say, well, you'll figure it out. You need to make sure this is ongoing. You need to have training sessions. You need to make sure that you're updated with every update that comes to their software too. Because if your service technicians don't know how to use the software, then this isn't going to help your organization at all. Make sure that you have good training so that they can use the software properly so that you get the results that you're looking for. So last but not least on our roadmap is investing in mobile devices. If you have the software, you need the mobile devices so that you can utilize this new project that you've set up. If you have a cross-platform app, which you should, then you're going to have the freedom to choose whichever app or whichever device that you want to use. But you want to make sure that you're picking something that's going to make your service technicians comfortable. So just make sure you invest in the right mobile devices, and then everything will be good to go. As you can see, transitioning from manual to automated service processes isn't an easy journey. There's going to be twists and turns, but if you stick with it, you're going to get where you're going. But it's important to realize that this is just one part of the whole journey. There's a beginning and end here, but this is just one portion of a whole road, a whole highway. So make sure that you stick with it, make sure that you're following these options, make sure that you're following these steps, and you'll get where you're going, and you're going to be well on your way to a more efficient organization. Okay, that's it for this Field Force Friday. Thank you for joining us, and have a great weekend.